Corey's POV. Everyone, we now officially end our training. Return to your homes and let's gather at the pack house in 30 minutes, Silas announced. This is more difficult than I thought. By the end of the training, I was out of breath, but the twins looked like they were starting. Their stamina is at a whole new level. I looked around and tried to count how many from our team got tied up and marked versus the other team. Did we win? Corey, do you think you and Lola can handle returning to the cabin first? Tommy asked. Yup, I am not hurt. I have to check Lola. That's good. First, we must clean up. Then, untie everyone and see who won. We'll see you at the pack house, Tommy said as he left to assess the situation. I looked for Lola around the field and found her tied up. I quickly removed the rope and released her from the bind. I helped her and told her that we would return first to clean up and go to the pack house afterward. Lola and I went back to the pack house and met everyone there. I quickly found Lucas, but he had a serious and cold look. I felt intimidated going to him. He usually has a tender and warm look on his face, but now he looked like a different person. So is this how everyone feels when they face the Werewolf King? He must have noticed that I was looking at him. He glanced in my direction, and there was that Lucas I know. I went to where he was currently standing, the dining hall. Hi, babe. How are you? He asked while looking at me head to toe to check if I had any cuts or injuries. I'm good. And you? You look like you have a lot on your mind right now. Yeah, just thinking about breaking the news to everyone. What news? This got me nervous. What is he talking about? You'll know soon, babe, but there will be big changes in this pack. That's all he said about the news. Pack members soon came to the dining hall. All was cleaned up, and some were excited to know who won the battle. Some were bickering. Those who were once fighting each other were now back as friends. Soon after everyone was gathered, Lucas cleared his throat. Congratulations and good work, Midnight Moon Pack. Today is the last day of your training. Everyone did a job. Well done. The crowd cheered for accomplishing the intense yet fulfilling exercise. I looked around. Everyone was happy, but I noticed someone was missing. As the pack leader, he should be celebrating this achievement. Alpha Austin is not here. Does it have something to do with Lucas' news? Pat yourselves in the back for surviving the more than 2-week program. And I know we should be celebrating tonight, but I have another announcement to make, Lucas said to the crowd. Here it goes. You may know I have visited various packs these past few months. One agenda for these trips is to see the packs and its members' well-being, and it has come to our attention that the Midnight Moon Pack, specifically the Alpha and his family, were engaged in embezzlement of funds. Lucas stopped to assess everyone's reaction. None was able to speak. They were too stunned to speak and analyze what they had heard. Even I was shocked by this. I knew they bought expensive things, but I never thought that the money they got those from was funds for the pack. What will happen to us now? Rome, the Beta, asked. Who will lead our pack now? Dawn, the Gamma, interjected. How about the Luna? Do we have to go to another pack? What if rogues attack? Questions were pouring from around the dining hall, but there is a question I wish to ask. Despite the chaos, no one thought of asking this question. I raised my hand, and Lucas seemed to take notice. Yes, Corey? If that is the case, where is the Alpha now? He acknowledged my question, and he more of directed his answer to everyone. Currently, the leader of the pack, Alpha, and his family are confined in the dungeon. Once my soldiers arrive in 2 days, the individuals will be transferred to the kingdom immediately. A hearing will take place for their case. It has come to our attention that Luna is currently being investigated for allegedly causing harm to others with intent. She will be under investigation as well. She has been banished from the pack and the kingdom until further notice. When no one spoke, Lucas continued, We have yet to decide who will lead the pack, but we will not leave until we appoint someone. We will carefully select someone with the ideal qualities of an alpha or a leader. If there are pack concerns, I will address them while I am here. You can visit either Old Alpha's office or the cabin. Clear? We are still processing the amount of information we received tonight. It was evident from their facial expressions that they were feeling anxious and concerned about the pack's safety. But I heard some of them were delighted and relieved that it didn't worsen or that the family could not take more money. If no questions are left, some of you could stay because we prepared refreshers for everyone. But I know the gravity of the announcement, so you may choose to go back home and rest for the rest of the night. After the announcement, most of the crowd dispersed, but a few remained and engaged in further discussions. Some even asked Lucas more about the situation, and some reported things they witnessed. The crowd dispersed after a few hours had passed. And with that, the day was over. As Lucas said, the soldiers arrived. The entire pack had gathered in the pack house to witness the downfall of Alpha's family. They had their heads down when they were dragged out of the dungeon, but the old Alpha looked up, and our eyes met. Something clicked in him, so he started struggling. "Stop it, just keep walking," one of the soldiers said. "No, Corey, this was a mistake. Tell them. Shush, move along now." The soldier was not irritated, but Alpha Austin tried to escape from the soldier's grasp. "Corey, please, tell the king I didn't know about this. Why are you bothering Corey? And why would she even do that for you?" Lola couldn't help it. "She's my mate. I know you can still feel the bond, Corey. I know." Not only were their crimes and mistreatments already shocking, but this revelation added another layer of surprise for everyone. They were looking in my direction. Speculations about who the real Luna should be and if Chloe was even the second-chance mate of their Alpha. "What is the fuss all about?" Silas yelled amidst the commotion. "Sir, this one is not cooperating," the soldier who was in charge informed Silas. Soon after, Lucas emerged from the pack house. He might have noticed the uproar. "Your Majesty, our Alpha claims that Corey is his mate. Is this true?" One of the council members asked. Lucas wore a stern and furious expression on his face. "What's the matter? Where did that even come from?" He was attempting to maintain his composure. The Alpha said they were mated and still connected by the bond. "So how true is this, Your Majesty?" "Does it mean Corey will lead the Midnight Moon Pack now?" Another asked. "Thank Goddess. I thought we were done. Enough!" His voice was filled with such rage that it could bring the entire kingdom to its knees. His shout had a far-reaching impact, resonating throughout the entire area and affecting all those present. No one spoke. Not even the sound of the wind could be heard. "Your Alpha was stripped of his title. He will no longer be addressed as such, and that bastard had already rejected your real Luna. He did that as soon as he realized who his mate was. As for Corey, she would not stay in this pack even if she were your rightful leader. She will accompany me to fulfill her duties as your future queen." "No, she's mine. Corey, please, tell them." "I told you this before. You will not speak to or go anywhere near her. Don't make your situation worse than it is, Runt." His voice was so cold that it made me shiver. "This will be the last time I will hear this from you. And just to make it clear, she is mine. She was once your mate, but you broke that bond before you could call her yours. Get that in your head." None spoke further. The soldiers dragged him away, and on that day, the Midnight Moon lost their Alpha. Content warning: the chapter contains scenes that may not be suitable for readers below 18. Corey's POV. I woke up where my face was lying on a hard board. Last night, we had a celebration. Ellie offered me a beer, and Lucas was mad and said I was tipsy. Then, we went back to the cabin. Oh, Goddess! Last night, Lucas and I tried to sit up from the bed to make sense of everything last night, but a huge hand pulled me closer. "Where are you going, babe?" His voice is still groggy. Nowhere." He chuckled. "Trying to escape from me, aren't you?" "Of course not." "Then, we will stay a little bit longer in bed. This feels good." Sleeping on the bed? I felt guilty that he had to sleep on the couch for so long. "Nope. Waking up beside you is good. The absolute best." I felt warm and happy about what he said. Waking up next to him felt better than any other day. I woke up with just myself in bed. I will look forward to this every day. "By the way, are you okay, babe?" I kind of feel tired." I am glad that I was not facing him, or he would see how red my face was. He moved and pulled my chin up so I could look straight into his eyes. Memories of those hungry and lustful eyes came back to me, and immediately a rush of heat went to the pit of my stomach. "Does it hurt?" His eyes were full of concern. "Just a little sore," I admitted. "When I moved my leg a while ago, I felt a sting between my thighs." "I'm sorry, babe. I will be more gentle next time." He reassured me as he kissed my forehead. Was he not gentle last night? How he traced my body with kisses and how careful he was last night made me feel his love more. He made me feel good and put me first in everything he did. It doesn't hurt that much. Still, I shouldn't have been brought with you, babe. Goddess! Why, every time he talks, I keep recalling what we did last night. His hand cupped my breast, his tongue played with my knuckles, and his fingers thrust into my folds. I felt a sense of wetness between my thighs. Fuck! I almost jumped from him, cursing. Damn, babe! I could smell your arousal. You're turning me on, he whispered in my ear. It sent tingles all over my body, and I could feel my knuckles harden and the pool of pleasure in my panties just from his intimate words. Suddenly, he lifted me and positioned me on top of him. I was sitting on his huge and hard shocks. Oh, goddess! I couldn't believe it fit me last night. He was moving his hands up and down my thighs until he was at the edge of my underwear. His other hand took the hem of my shirt and pulled it up. The cold breeze made my back shiver and my knuckles harder. Damn, babe, you're fucking gorgeous, he said as his hands traveled up and cupped my breasts. I let out a moan from the contact of our skin. Then, he started rubbing my napples with his thumb and forefinger. I couldn't control the pleasure from his touch, and my hips started moving, grinding him. As I craved more of him, I lifted his shirt and dropped it on the floor. I'd seen his body before, but seeing and touching it felt different. I want more. I want to see you bare, babe. He followed every move I made. I stood up, slid my panties down, and kicked them off somewhere. He groaned at seeing me. That was freaking hot, babe. Yours too, Lucas. Without hesitation, he removed his shorts and boxer. The moment I saw his manhood, my body heated. He pulled my hand and I ended up straddling him. I could feel his length at my back. His hand snaked at the back of my neck and kissed me ferociously. I titled my head and parted my mouth so he could have more access. He moved down to my neck, my shoulders, and down to my breast. He nibbled and flicked my knuckles with his tongue. Lucas, I need you. He quickly opened a drawer and pulled out a condom. He ripped the foil open and put it on. I want you on top of me. He pulled me up and positioned me at the tip of his shaft. When I felt it near my sweet spot, I slowly lowered my hips. Lucas groaned and flew his head back. I sat still and enjoyed the pleasure of his member inside me. I began to move up and down and released muffled moans. He gripped my thighs and started thrusting deeper into me. I yelped at the action. He continued the rhythm and I screamed his name at every thrust. Lucas, Lucas! Scream my name as you come, babe! With his long and hard thrust, I come. He followed momentarily as I felt him stiffen and groan. I lay my head on his chest while he drew circles on my back. We stayed like this, soaking in the moment. He kissed the crown of my head and started lifting me. He carried me up to the bathroom and placed me inside the tub. Stay there, babe. You need a warm bath so the soreness will not worsen. I nodded. He started filling up the tub and I immediately relaxed. The water was mixed with a soothing and relaxing smell. Lavender. He shampooed my hair and washed my back. Thank you, Lucas. Anything for you, babe. After we cleaned ourselves up, my stomach decided to growl. We haven't had breakfast yet. It is now past lunchtime. We both went down to the kitchen and started preparing snacks for us. The front door opened as I was cooking the pasta, and I could hear people talking and laughing. Yeah, last night was a blast. The DJ was so good. The voice Ellie reached the kitchen. Everyone was drunk, dancing in the living room, and some men were running topless. That was hilarious, Tommy added. No way, I don't recall seeing that. Where was I during that time? Silas asked the group. You passed out after gulping 4 bottles of beer. We just saw you floating in the pool. Ha ha ha! Everyone laughed at the recollection of what happened to Silas. Damn, that's why I have a terrible headache. I need a cure for this hangover. Oh, hi, lovebirds. Silas greeted us as he entered the kitchen. The rest joined in too, and stayed longer and filled us in on what happened last night when we left. I remember handing a bottle to Corey last night, and she gulped half of it. I didn't expect her to do that. Ellie laughed. Yeah, and thanks to you, I was tipsy and left the party early. Humph. I rolled my eyes at Ellie and pouted. Next time we want to see drunk Corey. Iris squealed in excitement. Don't you dare, Lucas warned them. Such as killjoy. What was that, babe? Nothing. Just talking to myself. I placed a half smile on my face. After we ate, Lucas went to his office with Silas. I faintly heard they have enough to recommend and appoint a new alpha for the Midnight Moon Pack. Tommy and Elias went out to help with the patrol, whereas the four of us were in the living room watching a movie. This time, the movie was set around the 1800s, when a woman was pressured to marry as she was the oldest. She met a man who she thought discouraged the relationship between her sister and another man. We were at the part where Darcy, the male protagonist, professed his love for Elizabeth when the movie was paused. "Hey, it was getting really nice," I grumbled. "We'll get to that later. I am more interested in the juicy details." Iris wiggled her eyebrows and looked straight at me. "What are you talking about? What juicy details? Can we go back to Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth?" "Oh, come on, Corey." Lola joined in too. "What? I seriously do not have any idea what you are talking about." "There's something different about you today. You have that glow," Ellie pointed out. "Huh? Ha ha ha! You're so innocent, dear. The after-you-know glow." Iris tried to make it obvious. When I still did not get it, Lola leaned in and whispered, "The aftershocks glow, Corey." She giggled. "Oh, now you understand. So how was it?" I pretended to think of an answer, and they were waiting for it. "It's a secret, ladies." "Oh, come on, Corey." I laughed so hard at the disappointment on their faces. "Maybe next time I'll tell you. For now, I want to get back to Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth's story." Corey's POV. It was 3 days after the celebration. Lucas, Silas, and the Pack's council have been meeting with potential alphas. One of them was John, the Pack's best fighter. He showcased his fighting skills during the tournament. Lucas believed that he had a lot of potential to lead the Pack. John is our #1 candidate. Aside from him being the best fighter, he is also good at strategizing. Mainly, it will be good to have that quality in case of a rogue attack. Who are the others? We have Roma, Dom, and John. Roma and Dom were good candidates given that they were beta and gamma, but given their history and relationship with the previous alpha, we don't know. Well, they didn't do anything or stop Austin or Chloe. John is a great guy. I saw his jaw stiffen. "Yeah, John. Great guy." "Ha ha ha, oh, Lucas, you're eyeing him as the new alpha." I kept laughing because of his jealousy when he had nothing to be jealous about. Why would I even look at another guy when I have him? Yeah, very funny. But seriously, Lucas, I could feel he would be a good alpha. I agree, babe. Even the council agreed. So when are you going to finalize it? By tomorrow. We have to announce the new alpha before we leave this week. What do you mean? Leave? I need to go back to the kingdom. I prolonged my stay here before the previous alpha. Duty calls, and you're coming with me. Me? Of course, babe. You're my mate and future queen, so you need to be always, always by my side. Why? Do you want to stay here and be with the great guy John? Oh, goddess. This man and his jealousy. Very funny, Lucas. And no, I just haven't thought of it all this time. I don't know. It's just now that everything is sinking in. Relax, babe. I got you. Tell me everything you want to know and what worries you. I'll listen. All right? I nodded. I am happy to be with Lucas, go to his kingdom, and become a queen. He reassured me before that everything would be fine. However, I still have my doubts about myself. I don't even know how to be queen. What if I'm not good enough to lead his people? Relax, dear. You are meant to be queen. This is how the goddess wrote your fate. Hata spoke to me. I'm scared and worried at the same time. It's normal. You're given this responsibility, but you have nothing to worry about. You are kind, patient, and caring. I don't see why people will not love you. I will try. Just promise me you'll be there as well. You got it, dear. Always with you. The day has come for the Midnight Moon Pack to find their new alpha. Everyone was gathered in the pack house. The pack's council called a meeting last night and informed everyone they had selected someone as the new alpha. Lucas and the council stood in front of everyone. All eyes were up ahead and were waiting in anticipation. One of the older council members went to the front and faced everyone. Good day, Midnight Moon Pack. As you may know, the king, his second in command, and the whole council have been looking for our new alpha. And today, we are here to bring forth good news to you. We have found this pack's new leader. I will have the king announce who it will be. Then the council member stepped aside and handed the mic to Lucas. Midnight Moon Pack, let us all welcome your new alpha. As soon as Lucas announced, John came out of his hiding spot. Midnight Moon's new alpha is John! Everyone gave their warm welcome and support to the new leader. John Wyatt is the new Midnight Moon Pack's leader and alpha. Alongside him is his Luna, Claire Wyatt, the Pack's Beta, Roma, and his Gamma Dawn. A loud cheer erupted in the pack house as Lucas officially proclaimed John the Alpha. And on that day, they initiate the ceremony to mark him as the Pack's Alpha and connect with everyone. John had to cut his palm and swear to protect and serve the Pack for the rest of his life. The Luna, Claire, had to do the same as well. Midnight Moon Pack, I am your Alpha, John Wyatt. And here is your Luna, my mate, Claire Wyatt. We will protect and love this pack more than we already did, and to complete the ceremony, we will have our first pack run. As soon as Alpha John finished his sentence, everyone clamored to get out of the pack house and shift into their wolves. I looked at Lucas, and he knew what I wanted to convey. Lola and I also followed with the rest and shifted. This is our first time to feel like we are part of the pack. We ran around the woods with the Alpha leading us, and in a flash, I saw a black wolf running beside me, Callie. This will be my first and last run with the pack. The remaining days were bliss. We celebrated Alpha John's proclamation, the announcement of Luna Claire's pregnancy, and the selection of new fighters. A lot had happened, and we packed our bags between those. I don't have much to bring except for the clothes they bought for me and the photos I had with my parents. It was my first time returning to my old room after turning 18. It was the same as I had left it that morning. It is like I was never gone. I picked up the photos and returned to the cabin. All packed, babe? Hey, what's the matter? I just wished I had this kind of connection with this pack before. It was over when it had just started. We can always visit this pack again. And you're also going to love your new pack. More of a kingdom than a pack, Lucas. Hey, babe, look at me. I looked at him and stared straight at his eyes. You have nothing to worry about, babe. You will do great. And I will be there with you. All right? Okay, I will work hard too. And babe, it's not just me who will help you. You have everyone, Silas, Iris, Elias, the twins, and Lola. What? Is Lola coming with us? Of course, babe. Silas talked to me about a couple of days ago. Since they are mates, I don't see why she shouldn't come with us. Oh, Lucas, that's good news. I thought she would have to stay here. He just chuckled. We continued packing our stuff for the rest of the evening. We are leaving tomorrow to return to the kingdom. We are set to leave at 1 in the afternoon today. After enjoying our morning meal, we stowed our luggage in the trunk of our vehicle. Before we set off, we paid a last visit to Alpha John and Luna Claire. Thank you, His and Her Majesty. We would love to have you here soon to celebrate our newborn's birth. Alpha John said, Yes, that would be a great idea. We hope you'll come. Luna Claire was incredibly excited and enthusiastic about the idea that she was practically jumping. Careful, dear. We would love to. Let us know once the baby is born. Lucas graciously agreed to their invitation. Is it a boy or a girl? I can't help but ask. Well, let's keep it a secret between us. It's a boy. The Luna and I squeal in excitement. Then, Alpha John looked at me and his unexpected words took me aback, but a rush of joy filled me as I absorbed their meaning. Her Majesty, having you as part of our pack was a pleasure. I failed to protect you during those times. I hope you can find it in your good heart to forgive us. And as the new Alpha, it will be part of my mission to ensure everyone is treated right and no one will suffer from any abuse. Alpha John, you have nothing to be sorry for. You did not commit the crime, nor did any wrong to me. I am happy to be part of this pack under your new leadership, even for a short while. You will both do great. Thank you. Thank you, Your Majesty. Following a heartfelt talk, we bid Alpha, Luna, and the pack's other members goodbye. For the past few days, we have made new friends and memories. We got in the car and sailed off to the kingdom, Lucas's POV. We bid farewell to everyone in the Midnight Moon Pack, and Alpha John is the right man for leading this pack. We departed by car, and shortly after, we crossed the territory of the pack. Finally, we are going home, and Corey will be there with me. I need to set up a meeting with the council and formally introduce her as my mate and the future queen. Silas, could you schedule a meeting with the council? Got it. What's the agenda? Corey, I will introduce her as the future queen. When do you want it? The next day after we arrived. It's better to talk to them earlier so we can also prepare for the ceremony. I will send an email today so they can prepare. Thanks, Silas. Our journey continued to go on. Corey and I have been talking a lot and getting to know each other more. Sometimes she is distracted by the view and things to see outside. She was in complete awe at the new things she had discovered. The trip back will take about 12 or more hours. So when we reached the 5-hour mark, Corey tapped me. How far are we? We have another 7 hours to go, more or less. All right. Why, babe? We can have a stopover. Just let me know. Actually, I am quite famished and need to use the comfort room. I will let everyone know we will pull over by the next stop. Hold on a little longer, okay? I informed everyone, including the drivers. Around a few minutes later, we found a decent fast food joint for us to eat and take a quick rest. They mostly serve burgers, hot dogs, fries, drinks, and sundaes. Good day. Welcome to Hungry Bunny. What can I get you? We'll get 12 burgers, 12 hot dogs, 12 fries, 12 cola, and 12 sundaes, I said my order to the cashier. Don't you think that's a lot, Lucas? Nope, babe. We are heavy eaters. I don't think this is even enough. Okay. I bet I could finish a whole meal. That hungry, huh? She bobbed her head like a kid. A few minutes later, our food was served in our booth. Just as I thought, everyone devoured the food until nothing was left. I think we should order some takeout. We ordered a few more, went on a bio break, and stretched our legs for longer. Let's go, everyone. Back on the road. Yes, Your Majesty. If any one of you is hungry or just need a little break, call us. We all went back to our cars and started driving off again. And just a few minutes later, I hear Corey snoring. The whole trip must have tired her out. This is her first time traveling far, so I get it. While Corey slept, I checked a few papers I had overlooked since the training program commenced. There was a lot, and my head was driving me up the wall already. Doing paperwork at the back of the car could make you dizzy. I put them down for now. I looked at Corey, and she was swaying left and right, so I pulled her and let her head lay on my lap. Eventually, I also fell asleep. I woke when I felt the car stopped. What's going on, David? I asked the driver. Sir Silas asked for a quick stop. Okay, how far are we? We have 2 to 3 hours left. Thanks, David. Go take a break, too. Corey was stirring awake. She took a long nap. Hey, babe, want to take a quick break and walk around for a bit? That'll be good. I feel like I'm going to have a stiff neck. We should have taken a plane on the way back. Damn, my lower back is numb from all the seating. And again, we all took our final break before returning to the kingdom. Silas and Lola brought a few snacks for everyone. Then, we're good to go again. After 2.5 hours, we finally arrived at the kingdom. Reaching my chateau will take us another 10 to 15 minutes from the borderline. Wow, Lucas, your land is huge. There are a lot of shops and people here. Welcome, my queen. I will personally give you a tour sometime. I would love to. She was completely amazed. She kept pointing at boutiques and shops that she wanted to visit soon and noted the names so she would remember. Soon after, we are at my place's entrance. Lucas, what will this be? Are we dropping off somewhere before we go to the pack house? Cute, babe, but this is my home. Your home? This is where you live? She was completely surprised. Yes, babe, and this will be your home too. Welcome home, Corey. David dropped us off at the entrance and helped us with our bags. Then the butlers came to assist us with carrying them. Your Majesty, welcome back. Alfred, the heat butler, greeted me. Alfred has worked with my family for generations, and when my parents died, he was my support and has been like a father to me. Thank you, Alfred. And who is our lovely guest, Your Majesty? Alfred. She will be staying here. For good. I am pleased to introduce you to Corey Hemmings, my mate, and your soon-to-be queen. Marvelous, Your Majesty. You finally found her, and it is a pleasure to meet and serve you, my queen. He bowed to Corey. Oh, Alfred, you don't have to bow, but thank you for your warm welcome. Well, you must take your rest for now. I know it was a long journey. We will place all your things and prepare dinner for you. Thank you, Alfred. Corey and I went upstairs. I led her to the east part of the house and showed her to our room. Recently, I had the chateau undergo some renovations to bring it up to date with modern amenities, and the rooms are now looking quite splendid as a result. I had my room windows changed, so there's a huge window panel that overlooks the whole kingdom. I had a king-sized bed and an entertainment set placed, a walk-in closet, and a bathroom made. I thought your room in the cabin before was already big, but this is way bigger than I imagined. Feel free to look around, babe. Where are the others staying, by the way? The chateau has annexes, and most of them are staying there. For Elias and Iris, they have their own house near the chateau. Oh, so is this also where you have your meetings? Host parties? That will be the palace, babe. Shouldn't you be living there? Yup, but I want my space away from prying eyes in the council. I sometimes sleep here when it gets too much. They could be annoying and demanding, especially about finding my mate before I meet you. They could get on my nerves. For now, we will be staying here until we make everything official. Okay, Your Majesty. While catching up on paperwork I had left behind and some that I had put aside in the car, Corey took a shower and fell asleep. The drive back to the kingdom must have exhausted her. While I was working, I heard a knock on the door. Your Majesty, dinner is ready. Thanks, Alfred. We'll be down soon. Oh, and Your Majesty, you have guests. Who? Aside from your friends, your cousin, and a young lady. A young lady? I was thinking hard about who it was. Then it clicked. Fuck! I thought she had left the kingdom. Why would she be here? You may go now, Alfred. We'll be down soon. I woke Corey up and told her that dinner was ready. We headed down and met everyone in the dining hall, and as soon as I made my way to the end of the table, I saw Laura sitting in supposedly Corey's seat. She stood up to hug me, but I shrugged her off. Move. Come on, Lucas. Is that how you would treat me in front of everyone? Now, we have everyone's attention. And Corey looked confused about what was happening. I haven't told her about my past, and this was the last thing I wanted to bring up. What I had with Laura years ago was a mistake, and she does not matter. I don't want Corey to doubt or misunderstand the situation. I ignored Laura. I turned to my cousin Renee and asked, "What is she doing here?" "Well, I thought you two should catch up and get to know each other better." "Why?" She leaned in and whispered, "Because I know the council is pressuring you to choose your queen. Laura is a good person, and I think you look good together. I don't need you to interfere with my matters and who I should talk to. Now tell your friend to move." "Fine, Lucas. Let's talk about her possibly being your queen, but I don't see anything wrong with her sitting there. You don't have a queen yet." Renee, you of all people should know that I hate repeating myself, and for your information, my mate and your queen will be sitting there from now on. "What do you mean?" I pulled Corey beside me. "Corey, this is my cousin Renee and her friend." I chose not to mention that woman's name as she was not worth introducing and mentioning. Laura was judging Corey, examining him from head to toe. I expressed my displeasure to her in a low growl. "Lovely to meet you, Corey. And who might she be, Lucas?" "Renee, meet my mate and your queen." Content warning. The chapter contains scenes that may not be suitable for readers below 18. Corey's POV. When we headed down, I was glad everyone was there. We greeted each other and started chatting. They asked what I thought of Lucas's chateau, how the room was, or if I had met Alfred. I was so preoccupied with our talk that I didn't notice two women talking to Lucas until he asked one of the ladies to move. I turned to all of them and asked quietly who those women were. "Who are they?" "The one with long black hair is Lucas's cousin, Renee. The other one is, Iris looked sideways at Silas and Elias like she was asking for help. "It's okay, you can tell me. I also prepared myself if I met one of Lucas's exes." "That one is Laura, and she is not Lucas's ex. She is a friend of Renee's who visited here a few years ago, and she's back. We didn't even know she'd be here, Corey." Silas informed me. "Oh, all right, why is Lucas?" I got cut off when Lucas pulled me to his side. "Corey, this is my cousin Renee and her friend." I found myself satisfied that he didn't mention her name. "I'm not too fond of how she looks at you or our mate," Hada pointed out, and I made a quick look in Laura's direction. Indeed, she was eyeing me from head to toe. There were judgments and criticism from the way she was looking at me. "Me too, Hota. Let's keep an eye on her." She kept on looking at Lucas like she wanted to pounce on him. "Grr! Lovely to meet you, Corey. And who might she be, Lucas? A new friend?" Renee, meet my mate and your queen. Renee was surprised, yet looked glad that her cousin had finally found his mate. On the other hand, Laura looked like Lucas poured an ice-cold bucket on her. Oh, that's great news, Lucas. Did you find her when you were visiting the packs? Yes, Renee. I found her in the Midnight Moon pack. I want to hear more. Why don't we start dinner? Everyone sat down. Now, I understood why Lucas asked Laura to leave the seat. This seat was reserved for Lucas's mate and the future queen. Therefore, I only have the right to sit here beside Lucas. Silas, the second in command, is seated beside Lucas, while Lola, Silas' mate, is beside him. Tommy is seated beside Lola, and Elias is seated next to me. To Elias' right is Iris, with Renee in between Iris and Ellie. Finally, Laura is seated at the far end of the table beside Ellie. That's right, she should be far away from Lucas. I am glad too, Hota. She keeps on giving me this look. I could scratch those eyes out if you want. Hota, no violence tonight. Let's save that for some other time. Alfred served us our first dish. My stomach growled from the smell of the meat. The trip was exhausting. Thank you, Alfred. The food looks delicious. You're welcome, Your Majesty. I will also inform the chef that the taste is to your liking. Dish after dish came out of the kitchen, and everything was fantastic. I want to see the kitchen soon and get to know the chef behind these wonderful dishes. Maybe they could teach me a couple of things as well. Lucas, can I meet the chef next time? You must love her cooking for you to ask that, and of course, babe. You can. You can do whatever you want as long as it will not endanger you. Okay? Thanks, babe. I must have been too excited to call him babe. I have called him that once or twice now. He seemed to like it because his smile was from ear to ear. Oh, how cute! It's been a while since I've seen him smile like that, Corey. Renee grinned when she spoke to me. Glad you found her, cuz. So, I propose a toast to finding your mate and our queen. Cheers. Champagne flutes and wine glasses were raised in the air for the toast. Even Alfred, the butlers, and other maids were clapping for us. The dinner went on until everyone had to leave. Goodbye, Corey. It was a pleasure to meet you. I live outside the kingdom with my mate, but I visit often. So let's have tea next time. Ciao. Renee said goodbye and dragged Laura with her. Laura didn't say a word after Lucas introduced me as his mate. She quietly ate and observed my movements, although she kept stealing glances at Lucas all the time. It's possible that Laura has romantic feelings for Lucas. The thought made my stomach churn. Moments later, Lucas and I went upstairs to get ready for bed. All the while I did not say anything, and I think that worried Lucas. When he closed the door, he pulled me into a hug. There's nothing to worry about, babe. I promise. I know, Lucas. But you were quiet when everyone left. What's on your mind? I sighed. Well, I asked our friends about you and Laura. They told me to ask you instead. So you want to know? Yes, I think I do want to know, and at the same time, I don't want to know. Babe, Corey, look at me. I will tell you whatever you want to know, okay? But remember, all of that was in the past. I nodded. Lucas told me the story of what happened a few years ago, how they met and how one thing led to another. I know it happened in the past, but I still feel jealous. I never asked her to be my girlfriend or the queen, and we are nothing like that. What happened that night was one mistake I regret. If I could only turn back time and not do it, I would have. I also think Laura likes you. And she's so beautiful and slender that I bet most guys would turn their heads. What else? She's touchy and seems overly friendly to you. I rolled my eyes and pouted. Anything else inside your head, babe? She kept looking at you. That's all. Okay, first, I don't care if she has a face and body that other guys would like. Second, I'm sorry if I didn't shrug her off fast. I swear to the moon goddess that she will never come near or touch me again. Lastly, I will take her eyes off if she ever looks at me. You can't do that. I will, babe. If it makes you uncomfortable or hurts you, I will. You're crazy. Yup. Crazy about the sexiest, kindest, sweetest, and most beautiful lady in the world. Crazy about you, babe. I love you, Lucas. And I mean it with all my heart. I felt a little insecure and anxious when I saw Laura a while ago, but with Lucas's reassurance, I feel better. I love you too, babe. I'm glad you told me all of these things. Me too. Thank you. Now why don't we shower and then get some rest? What do you mean we? I'll go by myself. I squealed in surprise when he lifted me off the ground and carried me to the bathroom. I knew the bathroom would be huge, but I gasped at its size. It is as big as his entire room in the Midnight Moon Pack's cabin. Wow! I love your chateau, Lucas. It's yours too, babe. Enough looking around, babe. You'll have time tomorrow. Lucas closed the distance between us and he slowly undressed me. He stepped backward to remove his clothes. I don't think I'll ever get used to seeing his six-pack abs in that V-cut. I looked lower, and his length stood ready to take me. Lucas sat me on the counter and we started making out. We explored each other's mouths and bodies. He kissed and smelled my neck. I tilted my head to give him more access. I want to mark you so badly. I wrapped my legs around his waist as he carried me to the shower cubicle. He turned on the faucet with one hand while his other supported my weight. Warm water started pouring above us. We continued making out. Lucas pinned me to the wall and started pounding inside me. We continued with the rhythm until both of us released our arousal. We're both in bed right now. I was trying to read a book while Lucas was focused on some documents, but I am bugged by something. Lucas, what happens when you mark me? We will be connected in mind, heart, and soul, and no one or anything can break our bond. I can mind link you and feel everything you feel. We'll be one, babe. Oh, do I need to mark you too? Yes, babe. You have to let your pangs out and bite my neck. Wouldn't that hurt? According to some, it will be painful, but only briefly. Afterward, you'll feel pleasure. Oh, I understand. He dropped the papers he was reading and cuddled with me. The next full moon will be in 3 days. I want to mark you on that day. In 3 days, we will be one. Corey's POV. Lucas and I talked about marking each other. He plans to inform the council and the whole kingdom about me. That's why I will tour the chateau and the town tomorrow. Babe, I will be out tomorrow. I am meeting with the council to announce I have found our queen. I will be home for dinner, okay? All right. Can I go out or have a tour of your place? Sure, babe. Bring Lola with you and a few guards. Why the guards? As the king, I am loved by many, but I also made enemies around the world. If words have reached them, they might be after you too. I need people to be there in case of any ambush or attack. They will protect you. I understand. I will also not stay out long. I want to meet the chef as well before dinner. Sounds great, babe. Enjoy your day tomorrow. Before Lucas left for his meeting with the council, we enjoyed a scrumptious breakfast together. The chef prepared bacon, sausages, eggs, salads, and more. I want to meet the chef soon. So, where do you plan to go later, babe? Lola and I would look around the chateau first. Then we will go out to see the town. There were bookstores, cafes, and other boutiques that caught our attention before. Okay, babe, be careful. And also here. Lucas handed me a black card. What is this for? In case you want to buy something, use my card. I don't think we need to use them. But if we will, we'll use it well. Thank you, Lucas. And also this, since we cannot mind link yet, I have Alfred brought you this. I took the phone out of his hand and it lit up when I tapped the screen. It's a touchscreen phone. I will have Ellie or Iris teach me how to use this. Thank you, Lucas. No problem, babe. My number and everyone else's are already saved on your phone. Keep it with you most of the time. Got it. And call me if something happens. Yes, Lucas, I will. I will also try to answer your call or messages ASAP. After breakfast, Lucas left for his meeting with the council. He said it might take a long time because they had to discuss the pack visits, the arrest of Austin and his family, and us. I also prepared our plans today. I changed into a yellow Sunday dress and paired it with sneakers since we would walk a lot, plus a rattan bag. Lola and I plan to meet at the end of the staircase downstairs. We will start the tour of the chateau on the first floor. Good to see you, ladies. Alfred dipped his head low as he greeted us. Good day to you too, Alfred. So where do we start? According to Alfred, there are 2 main floors of the chateau. The others are the basement or the attic. The first floor consists of the great hall, dining hall, a mini living room, and the kitchen. The ceilings are high, and a dazzling chandelier hangs in each room, but they all have a modern touch. We also have an entertainment room and a mini bar just across the kitchen. And speaking of the kitchen, Your Majesty and Madame Lola, would you like to meet the chef? Yes, Alfred. I'm glad you remembered. My pleasure, Your Majesty. This way, please. We are near the kitchen because a nice aroma lingers. making me hungry. Alfred pushes the doors open, and I am astonished at the size of the kitchen. The pots and pans were arranged neatly on a shelf, indicating a talented and detail-oriented chef. The kitchen featured 4 islands and a large cabinet, providing ample storage space for all cooking essentials. Under the ventilator, you can find 4 stoves, each with 4 burners and an oven. A man, probably in his late 40s, approached us. "Your Majesty, he is our head chef, Monsieur Linguini Clement. The Clement family has been serving the royal family for generations now. It is a pleasure to meet you, Your Majesty and Madam." "Lola, nice to meet you too." "Yes, Madam Lola. We're here because Your Majesty wants to meet you." "Is there something I can help you with, Your Majesty?" "Oh no, I just wanted to meet you. The food you served last night was fabulous. Teach me your techniques and recipes that the king loves." "Of course, Your Majesty. The kitchen doors are always open for both of you. We will be glad to have your presence here." "That's great. We'll come by soon." Before we left, I asked Chef Linguini if we could take a couple of muffins with us. They looked good, and we were a bit hungry from the first floor tour. "Yup, just the first floor." Alfred led us to the second floor using the long winding staircase. "On this floor, you have the master's chamber, which you are using, Your Majesty. We also have the king's study here, and a connecting door inside leads to a library. Walking along, you will find a hallway connecting to the annex where the guests' chambers are." Alfred, our very accommodating tour guide, informed us. We went from room to room, and as I walked down the hallway, my eyes were immediately drawn to a striking portrait of a gentleman resembling Lucas. However, I noticed a distinctive difference between his eyes and Lucas's. Next to the gentleman's portrait was a stunning picture of a woman with luscious, long brown hair and a captivating smile. Lucas's and her eyes shared a striking similarity. The next portrait is of a family. The man and woman held their little one, beaming with happiness and joy. As my gaze fell upon the young lad, I instinctively knew that this was the Dacres family portrait. The man and woman were the king and queen, Lucas's father and mother, King George and Queen Juliana. Lucas was still young when the goddess took them away. They seemed so happy. They were. Despite their busy schedules, the king and queen would always be present during dinners and family time. They never missed it. I'm glad Lucas has those memories with him. I can see that they are good parents in how Lucas treats his people and friends. Before walking with Lola and Alfred, I paid respect to their portraits in honor of my mate's parents. Thank you for bringing Lucas into this world, His Royal Highness and Her Majesty. Lola and I decided to explore the areas outside the chateau on our tour this time. Initially, I felt uneasy being surrounded by guards, but Alfred reassured me that they were positioned in different areas to keep an eye on both of us. "Should we go to the boutiques first or grab something to eat?" Lola asked. Let's have lunch first. I want something flavorful and savory." We walked around until we found a cafe that served a turkey sandwich. Sounds good to me. Lola and I ordered one turkey sandwich, a slice of carrot cake, and an avocado smoothie. We peacefully ate our meal, and it had been a while since it was just us. "By the way, how are you and Silas?" We're okay. I mean, he takes care of me most of the time. He's sweet, kind, and patient, but he could be annoying sometimes." "So, did he tell you that you are mates?" "Yes, he told me even before we left the pack. I was surprised. I didn't expect it to be him. I was having doubts and unsure if this was a joke." "I understand your feelings, Lola. I was in the same position as you when I met Lucas. I was also surprised that night in the woods. Remember? He appeared and carried you to the hospital. Me too, and he introduced himself as the king. They all felt like yesterday." "You're right." Lola seemed to drift away somewhere. "Hey, where were you?" "It's nothing. I was reminiscing about something." "Lola, we never brought this up, but when we found you unconscious, we never knew from then who hurt you." "Oh, If it still makes you uncomfortable, we'll discuss it later. For now, shall we go and look at the shops?" "Let's go, Corey. If that's okay with you, I want to look for the retail store first." "Perfect. I wanted to go there too." We exited the cafe, but we bumped into someone as soon as we stepped out. "Watch it. Goodness. Are these humans blind or what? Can we hurry up, Laura? I'm getting tired." They brushed past us and didn't have the chance to catch their faces, but a shiver ran down my spine. I knew that voice. That was the voice of someone who tormented us for 6 years. Chloe. She's supposed to be banished. And what is she doing with Laura? Is it the same Laura as last night? I looked at Lola, and she had a surprised look on her face. What is going on here? Lucas's POV. I left Corey after breakfast to attend the meeting with the council. I went upstairs to pick up a couple of documents. On my way to the palace, I took the time to greet my parents. Well, their portraits. If they were here, they would treat Corey with so much love. Father, Mother, I hoped you had met her. You would have liked her for sure. I headed down and met Silas at the end of the staircase. David and the car are already waiting outside. Even though they're both within the gates, getting from the chateau to the palace is quite a trek. During our journey, Silas gave me a thorough rundown of what to expect at the upcoming meeting. Aside from your announcement, they received words about the Midnight Moon's old alpha and family. What about it? They want an update on this. But that's not all. One of the council members was the uncle of Chloe. Who is this uncle? He is Hendrix Lancaster, Your Majesty. No wonder. Hendrix is an old conniving man. He's been eyeing the throne ever since, and it was undeniable that he had a powerful influence over the council. We'll see what he says about his niece's actions. We arrived at the esteemed Great Hall promptly at 10 in the morning. This is where we convene for our most engaging political debates and social functions. When I entered the hall, the council members were already present. Welcome back, Your Majesty. How was your trip? Sir Patton, one of the senior members of the council, asked. It was great, Sir Patton. I learned a lot. Good to hear that, Your Majesty. Your grandfather and the deceased king would be proud. Sir Patton has been a trusted advisor to the Dacre family. He had served 3 generations of Dacre kings already. We'd love to hear your stories, Your Majesty. Sir Rufian said. Ah, yes, I would be glad to, but we have other important matters to discuss today. Silas, please proceed with the agenda. Yes, Your Majesty. First on the list is that the kingdom has found its queen. Marvelous! Marvelous! This is great news, Your Majesty. Congratulations. The council members warmly received the good news. I've got a lot of questions about when Corey will arrive and when the ceremony is happening, along with other details. Congratulations, Your Majesty. However, I heard rumors roaming around. Of course, Sir Hendrix has something up his sleeves. What rumors? We just got here yesterday and there are already rumors. Either he was bluffing or he already knew about this beforehand. Oh, you know how maids are. Being tattletales is their pastime. Anyway, I heard that you found your mate at your last stop. Midnight Moon Pack, correct? That is correct, Sir Hendrix. What about it? Well, forgive me for this, Your Majesty, but is it true that the future queen was an Omega, a slave in that pack? The great hall was filled with gasps and murmurs. Corey came from the Crimson Valley pack. She was the Beta's daughter. Unfortunately, their pack was attacked and only a few survived. The Midnight Moon Pack took them in and enslaved them, tortured them, and abused them. And that brings us to the second agenda for today. During His Majesty's visit to the Midnight Moon Pack, it was initially to investigate the embezzlement and corruption of the family. However, we discovered a far worse crime they have committed. They starved and physically and mentally abused the Omegas. We have stripped the Alpha and his family of their titles and are now imprisoned. Silas informed the council. Then, who's leading the pack now? One of the members asked. Before we left, we appointed John Wyatt as the Alpha. They are in good hands right now. But, Your Majesty, what will we do with the future queen? Hendrix is testing my patience. Where is he getting at by asking that question? And does he think this will make any difference? He's crazy if he thinks that. What do you mean, Sir Hendrix? Please take no offense, Your Majesty. I wonder how the queen will lead if she has no background or skills to rule. Members are worried about Corey's readiness to be a leader and want to ensure she's fully equipped before introducing her as queen. We should look for a good Sigma to teach her. I have a few connections. I can introduce her to some, Your Majesty. Hendrix suggested. Yes, Sir Hendrix. That is a great idea. We can have someone teach her our customs and traditions. The whole council was in agreement about this. Council members, they are all great ideas. I would love to inform my mate about this, But Sir Hendrix, I was wondering how you got the information on my mate. Everyone looked at Hendrix and waited for his answer. Oh, Your Majesty, my niece told me about it. I believe you met her in the Midnight Moon Pack. I believe so. I banished her for committing acts of harm and abuse towards her members. That's right, Your Majesty. But Your Majesty, she was not part of the Alpha's family yet when she was convicted of the crime. He never marked her. Therefore, she should be given the right to make a plea. She should not have been banished. Well, not yet, I believe. So, Sir Hendrix, do you mean that even with evidence and proof of her abuse, she should be free to walk around? Oh, no, Your Majesty. I'm just saying she should have the right to defend herself in court. But don't worry, Your Majesty. I asked her to be escorted here for an official court hearing. What do you mean, Sir Hendrix? What do you mean she's here? My apologies, Your Majesty. I thought my secretary informed you. Chloe is here. She is staying with a family member. This meeting is adjourned. We will talk about this, Sir Hendrix. My heart racing, I hurried out of the hall and frantically dialed Corey's number. Her phone was ringing, but she hadn't answered it yet. Silas. Yes, Your Majesty? Check with the guards where Corey is. He dipped his head and moved to a corner to call one of the guards. I am panicking. Chloe was in town and fuck! I'm feeling uneasy about this. We should have imprisoned that woman and let her rot in the cell. This news aggravated Kali. The fuck was that? And how dare Hendrix veto my decision? Blood is thicker than water. I felt my phone vibrate in my pocket. The caller ID showed Corey's name and I answered her immediately. Corey, where are you? Why didn't you answer your phone? Are you okay? My heart is racing. Lucas, I'm sorry I didn't answer your call. We bumped into Elias and Iris on our way back, and I left my phone on the nightstand. Are you home right now? Yes, Lola, and I immediately returned after lunch. All right, thank you, goddess. Why? Is there something wrong, Lucas? I'll tell you later, babe. I will be home soon. I am glad that she got home safely. A thorn has been lifted off my chest. I called Silas and told him everything was good for now, but we still needed to discuss Chloe being in town. Corey needs to know that she is in imminent danger. How could I let this happen? We returned home and I quickly looked for Corey. I found her in the living room with Lola, Elias, and Iris. They seemed to be in a deep discussion. What's going on? All their heads turned to me, and their faces looked dark. You should sit down and listen to Corey's story. Babe, what's going on? Are you okay? Lucas, I told you earlier that we went home after lunch, right? We were supposed to go to a boutique shop but decided to go home instead. That's when we bumped into Elias and Iris. All right, but what's wrong? Did someone do anything wrong to you? She shakes her head. No, Lucas. It's just that when we exited the cafe, we bumped into someone familiar. We didn't see her face, but her voice. I waited for her to finish her sentence. She gulped, and she seemed anxious. Just who did they meet? Her voice. I know I heard it before, but I couldn't be too sure. Whose voice, Corey? Chloe's. What the fuck? Was this staged? Is this Hendrix's plan? What is their plan? I didn't foresee this coming, that son of a butch. Hendrix will never stop unless he gets the throne. He opposed my kingship before, and now even Corey's. And Lucas, we also think Chloe has some connection. Iris's speculation was on point. You're correct. I learned a while ago that Chloe is Hendrix Lancaster's niece, and it might not be impossible that it was Chloe. What? She's a council member's niece? Yes. Hendrix wanted his niece to have a proper court hearing and overruled my decision about her banishment. Can he do that? Under our law, one can appeal to the court and reinvestigate the crime. It is quite complicated, but yes. Lucas, we didn't know that Hendrix had a niece, nor did we think Chloe had that level of connection. What are you trying to say? We think Chloe knows Laura, so the world is not as big as I thought it was. How could these people even know each other? This is ridiculous. I needed to increase the security precautions for Corey. It would be wise to avoid taking any risks, especially with these individuals wandering about. Time is also of the essence. Silas, go to court and ask when we can have the hearing. The sooner, the better. Corey's POV. She's here. Chloe is here. The lady I bumped into earlier was her. According to Lucas, her uncle was part of the council and they would have a retrial. I don't feel good about this. Don't worry, dear. I will protect you if something happens. Hada reassured. I couldn't help but wonder if there were any ulterior motives. I sense that too. We don't know what kind of person this Hendrix is. For now, let's keep our guard up. Hey babe, you okay? I know it came out as a shock, but nothing to worry about. Yes, Lucas, I didn't expect her to be here. My mind drifted somewhere, and I forgot I was in Lucas's office. After discussing the details with everyone else, he asked me to come to his office to discuss other matters. What do you want to talk about, Lucas? Is it still about Chloe? No, babe. I informed the council about you today, and they were happy. Really? That's great. Yes, babe. They were glad to have their queen finally. I am sensing a but here. They were happy, but I am not sure if this will be good news or bad news. Oh, goddess. If this is a piece of bad news, my brain's not going to take it anymore. Okay, Lucas, but, he chuckled. Well, that's a good sign, right? Cute, babe. And yes, there's a but. We have agreed, babe, including me, that hiring a Sigma to teach you anything you need, including cultures, traditions, history, law, and other things, would be a good idea. I believe this would be beneficial for you. So what do you think? Okay, first of all, I think this would be bad news. I was holding my breath, but I was glad it was that. This is interesting, and I would like to learn more if I were to be queen. I don't want to embarrass you. You will never embarrass me, babe. And thank you. We will look for the best Sigma in each subject. I will also have Silas draft your schedule. All right, I'm looking forward to it. Lucas hugged me and kissed the top of my head. We stayed like that for a while. We were both on high alert and stressed when we learned about Chloe. He even went home early to make sure I was safe. I am glad you're okay, babe. For 1 second, I thought something had happened to you. I'm fine, Lucas. I was startled for a bit, but everything's good now. Don't worry, babe. I will do something about Chloe, fast. I nodded. I trust Lucas will do what he says, but I am also worried about him. I don't think it will be easy, especially having a connection with the council. I will also do my best so you'll be proud. I am already proud, babe, and I know you can do it. The few days were uneventful. Lucas attended meetings, trials, visits, and other king duties. He was mostly busy, but always made it in time for dinner. Silas also informed me that they had found teachers for me, and he had already outlined my schedule. Your Majesty, here is your schedule. Your class will start tomorrow. It will be from 9 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon, daily except Saturdays and Sundays. You will have breaks and lunchtime. That's great. Where are we going to have the classes? You need to be at the library, Your Majesty. By the way, Lola will join you in some classes. Really? That's wonderful. Yes, Your Majesty. We also found it beneficial for her to learn about a few things. Do you have any questions? None at the moment, Silas. Thank you. I avoided going outside for a while. It scares me, and at the same time, I don't want to worry about Lucas. I am glad I am spending time in the kitchen anyway. I have been in the kitchen the past few days helping Chef Linguini prepare meals. He also gave me a few recipes to try. How long have you been a chef? Chef Linguini and I were in the middle of making Scarborough for dinner. He taught me the proper way of kneading the dough and the right temperature to make it hard on the outside but soft on the inside. I have been cooking almost my entire life, but I started as the royal chef when I was 18. That's amazing. The royal family must love your cooking. Well, I do. Thank you for the compliments, Your Majesty. How are you coping in the kingdom? Everything is good. I love it here, and the people are amazing. We continued to talk more. I left the kitchen as soon as we finished baking the bread. When I left, I accidentally stumbled upon other helpers working the chateau and heard them talking about me. So are the rumors true? What rumors? That His Majesty's mate was an Omega in her previous pack. Oh, I heard about that. And yes, it was confirmed. Others have been talking about it, and they heard that this was the topic during the last council meeting. Oh my, are they going to let her rule beside the king? I heard they hired tutors for her. But an Omega, huh? I left before I could hear the rest. I couldn't blame them nor get angry at them for what the rumors said was true. I was an Omega before, and that was what I was concerned about. An Omega turned into a queen. Of course, there will be doubts and speculations about it. Don't mind them. Omega or not, it doesn't mean we will not be good leaders. You're right, Hota. We will start with classes tomorrow. I will listen and learn so I won't disappoint Lucas and the kingdom. That's the spirit, dear. My alarm went off at 8 in the morning and I started preparing for my class. You're up early, babe. Your class is still at 9. Lucas was still groggy. He stayed up late last night to finish and sign documents. I know, but I don't want to be late for my first class. I want to make a good impression. Very fitting for a future queen. But let's have breakfast first. I'll just quickly change. All right. I'll wait for you downstairs, okay? I was the first to arrive at the dining table, and Lucas followed suit. Then later, the rest arrive. And as usual, Chef Linguini prepared a nice meal for everyone. Her Majesty and Madame Lola, Chef Linguini wishes you luck on your first day of classes. That is why he prepared brain foods, baked salmon, stirred vegetables with more broccoli, coffee, and for dessert, you have mixed fruits and dark chocolate dip. That's wonderful, Alfred. Please send my regards to Chef Linguini. Yes, Your Majesty. You know, the chef has been with the royal family for years, and not once did he prepare me meals because it was my first day of class. Lucas. What? I'm just saying that you became their favorite in a couple of days. Jealous much because they favor me now more than you? Oh, of course not. He is jealous. I will inform Chef Linguini about this, Your Majesty. Alfred? Everyone laughed at how childish Lucas acted. Even Alfred joined in by being sarcastic. Lucas just shook his head in disbelief. After our breakfast, Lola and I went to the library. We were able to arrive early, and glad that our tutor hadn't arrived yet. 5 minutes past 9, we heard the door click, and a middle-aged woman arrived. Good morning, Your Majesty and Madam. My apologies for being late. My alarm didn't work. I'm sorry. No worries. It's okay. Thank you, Your Majesty. We can start with our class, History 101. I am Chrysilda Burton, and I have been teaching history for my entire 35 years. You can say that I am a history buff, so if you have any questions about the past, you know who to call. The rest of the class was interesting. Miss Chrysilda taught us about the birth of the moon goddess and how we created creatures such as werewolves. I didn't expect that the moon goddess had a fascinating story and how we came about in this world. In earlier times, the moon goddess created only the wolf. They cannot shift to humans back then. However, when the moon goddess saw how the wolf rampaged and killed other creatures, she believed something was lacking, a human heart and mind. With this, the moon goddess gave the wolves to transform into humans to be the voice of reason, kindness, and compassion. What happened to the first werewolf? I mean, didn't the human and wolf clash? Was there any resistance from the wolf? Good question, Your Majesty, and that will be your homework for our next class. Find out about the first werewolf and we'll discuss it. Class dismissed. Content warning. The chapter contains scenes that may not be suitable for readers below 18. Corey's POV. After History 101 with Miss Chrysilda, Lola and I had werewolf culture, society, and politics with Mr. Noah Smith at 10 in the morning. Then we had werewolf customs and traditions at 11 with Mr. Eros Woodward. The afternoon classes were allotted for physical training and war strategies. According to Elias, a queen should learn about wars, formations, and strategies in case of a coup or an attack. This will protect all subjects under our rule. After our class ended, we headed to the kitchen feeling hungry. To our surprise, Chef Linguini had already laid some snacks on the kitchen table, almost as if he knew we were coming. This is why Lucas was sulking, I said as I munched on the grilled cheese sandwich. I also sent him snacks, Your Majesty. Ha! I bet he's happy being words right now. I hope you didn't forget about Silas. He was also a little bit hurt about this morning. Yes, madam, I prepared snacks for each of them. Chef Linguini found it funny that those two grown men were being childish. Well, who wouldn't? After our snack time, Lola and I returned to the library to finish our homework. We were distracted by all the books in this library. The kingdom has a wide selection of books from different genres, but we couldn't find any reference to the first wolf. We gave up when we exhausted all the history books and tried to do advanced readings for tomorrow's classes. Alfred's knock startled us, reminding us that Lucas had already arrived. We were so engrossed in our readings that we didn't notice the time slipping away. Oh my, look at the time! It's already 7:30. Yes, Your Majesty. You can leave your belongings here and head down to dinner. I will have the maids bring your materials to your room." "You're the best, Alfred." "It's nothing, Your Majesty." Lola and I quickly headed down to the dining hall. The maids are already serving the starters. "Good evening, everyone. Sorry, we're late." "Studying hard on your first day of classes?" "Impressive, Your Majesty," Tommy exclaimed. "She should be your role model, dear brother." Ellie teased her twin and the usual, and they continued to mock each other. "Hey, babe. How were your classes?" "All of it was good, right, Lola?" "Yes. Thank you, Your Majesty, for allowing me to join Corey. I learned a lot today." "That's great to hear. How about your tutors?" "They were good. And the way they speak, you know that they are experts. All we discussed today was very interesting. We learned a lot from Elias, too, about war strategies." "That's wonderful. I am glad both of you are enjoying your classes. Let me or anyone know if you need any help." "Actually, Miss Crisilda gave us homework. However, we couldn't find books related to that." "What is it about?" Silas joined the conversation. "It was about the first wolf. The moon goddess gave the wolf power to shift as a human, and we wanted to know what happened." Lola answered the question. "Oh, the first werewolf myth. Glad you asked us." They told us the story of how the first werewolf came about. As Miss Crisilda mentioned, the wolf rampages and goes on a killing spree. When the moon goddess gifted them the power to shift, the wolf retaliated. With his pride, he did not shift. Not even once. It all changed when the wolf met his mate. The wolf yearned to reunite with his mate, yet he understood that he couldn't do so in his current form. So he asked the human to come out, but there was silence. The human did not speak to him. As the years passed, no sign or sound of any human presence remained. The wolf observes changes in his mate's appearance, including gray hair, wrinkles on her face, and white eyes. She's getting older. The wolf finally summoned the courage to approach her, and much to his amazement, she responded, "You've been watching me my whole life. I can only see your shadow, but sometimes I catch a glimpse of your dark hair. Thank you." After a few days, his mate passed away. The pain the wolf felt was indescribable. He felt like half of him went with her. A wave of sorrow, guilt, and disappointment washed over him. "Wow, that's what happened? I didn't expect the story to be like this." That's what the elders passed on to us when they taught us to be kind and appreciative of our wolf and human form. It also taught us to cherish our mates before it's too late. Iris explained to us. After dinner, Lucas and I went upstairs. The story still got stuck in my mind. It saddened me that they never got to be with each other, and not once had the wolf spoken a word to her mate. "You're still thinking about the story, babe? Huh? Ah, yeah. It just struck me." Lucas stepped closer and gave me a back hug. The wolf and his mate never hugged or were in each other's arms like that. "I get it, babe. When I heard that too, I felt sorry for both of them. Before meeting you, I thought about what would be better, knowing my mate but never getting to touch or kiss her, or not meeting her at all. But I am glad that the moon goddess was not cruel. You're right, the moon goddess was kind to us and let us meet. I love you, Corey." "I love you too." Our lips met fervently under the shimmering glow of the moon's rays. The depth of his affection and desire was evident in how he kissed me. He's making me feel cherished. I returned his feelings with the same passion and intensity. When we pulled apart, our chests heaved heavily from being out of breath. Lucas trailed kisses from my forehead down to the curve of my neck. He lingered longer, sniffing and kissing my neck. "Mark me, Lucas." He stopped for a moment, trying to grasp what I said. When I thought he didn't hear me, he captured my mouth with his and slipped his tongue inside my mouth. We kissed before, but it was different this time. His kiss was so intense that my knees trembled, and it ignited feelings within me that I had never experienced before. I wrapped my arms around his neck, and he lifted me. My legs instantly wrapped around his waist, and he walked us to bed. Lucas dropped me gently. His now free hands are making a move to undress me. He lifted my top, and we broke our kiss so he could get it off of me, but he returned to ravishing my lips. I fisted his shirt and pulled him closer to me. He groaned in my mouth as he snapped the hooks of my bra. The chill air made me shiver, and my sensitive peaks hardened. He got on his knees and took off his shirt. "Thank goddess you're mine, Corey." "I'm all yours, Lucas." He showered me with more kisses. He gave my breasts the attention they needed. He cupped the other while he suckled my peaked tips. No matter how often he does this, my body will react like it was the first time. I felt the rush of heat in between my thighs as he continued. Lucas deftly unbuttoned my jeans, his hand moving swiftly as I caught my breath. I lifted my hips as he pushed my jeans down. His bands traveled from my legs to my inner thighs until his fingers were inches from my wet kir. Lucas. Say what you want, babe. You. I want you, Lucas. He thrusted 2 fingers inside my heat while his thumb played with my clut. I know I was screaming sounds of pleasure as he continued to pull and push his fingers inside me. He stopped and ripped my panties. I waited in anticipation that his length would enter my core. Instead, he put my legs on his shoulders and his face was close to my warmth. Oh, goddess, I could feel his breath at my entrance. Oh, Lucas, it's embarrassing. Don't be, babe. I will make you feel good. Every word released warm breaths that made me gasp. When those words left his mouth, he connected his lips to my kir, and his tongue entered my folds. My mind was flooded with pleasure. All I could think of was his mouth on my shocks. The pleasure from the tongue is different when he uses his fingers. Lucas, I'm coming. Come for me, babe. He continued to lick my folds as I moaned and released the tension in my body. When I felt it was over, Lucas looked up at me, and I saw his mouth covered in my arousal. Fuck this man, he looks 10 times hotter now. Lucas stood up and removed his jeans and boxers. He crawled up until we were face to face, and I could smell my honey. It didn't take long for us to kiss again. I tasted myself as his tongue continued to explore my mouth. You taste fucking good, babe. Lucas. He slowly moved down to the spot between my jaw and shoulder. I'm going to mark you now, babe. Suddenly, I felt his pangs sinking in my neck, followed by intense pain. My scream can be heard in all corners of the room. He licked the mark, and the pain didn't last long, as pleasure soon replaced it. I felt power and strength flowing through my veins. We're becoming one, Corey. To complete the process, you have to mark me too. I kissed him hard and moved my mouth down to the curve of his neck. I let my pangs out and mark him. Content warning. The chapter contains scenes that may not be suitable for readers below 18. Lucas POV. After I marked her, I could feel some of her emotions flow through me. It was an overwhelming feeling to be connected at a deeper level. I licked the mark to remove the pain, and I felt the sensation or the feeling of pleasure coming off of her. We're becoming one, babe. You need to mark me. She straddled and kissed me intensely, but I returned the feelings to her. She broke the kiss and placed small pecks on my nose, cheek, and jaw as she moved her lips down to the curve of my neck. She licked and sucked my neck, and I groaned at her actions. Fuck! Eventually, I felt her sharp pangs and she bit me. It all happened so fast that I loudly groaned. Corey did the same and licked her mark. The pleasure that replaced the pain was intense. I kissed Corey fervently. I could feel her heart beating rapidly. I could see the love and lust through the bond. We have become one. We have marked each other. Baby, I want to feel you right now, I said through the mind link. She backed away for a moment because of the shock. Did you just talk to me? In my mind? Yes, babe. We can mind link now. Oh my goddess. I love that you find this amazing, but can we go back to kissing now? I would love to. We made out and the intensity of our kiss made her hips move. She was grinding on top of me and my shaft could feel her sweet cheer. She's teasing me. This wouldn't do. I turned her over so I could be on top of her and she squealed in surprise. You're such a tease, babe. I grabbed a condom from my drawer and slid it on. I didn't waste positioning myself at her entrance. Gently, I pushed into her. I groaned. She moaned. I continued to thrust myself into her, and I could feel her ready to release her arousal. I punded harder until I felt her shiver. Soon enough, I released my seeds. We stayed in this position for a while, and when I was ready, I pulled out. I looked at her, and she looked radiant and happy. I kissed her forehead and stood up to get a warm towel. After we cleaned up, I put on her shirt and went down to get warm milk and some snacks. She's usually hungry after we get intimate. Here you go, babe. Cookies and warm milk. Thank you, Lucas. Are you okay? Does the mark still hurt? Nope. It felt fine already. And stop it. I could your worry. It will be easier for us to communicate now. I would know if something happened to you. Me too. and we can mind link already. Yes, you can talk to me anytime. The next day, I had to prepare for another meeting, and Corey had to be ready for her classes. We had our usual morning routine, stretching, showering, and going for breakfast. I thought this day would be perfect, but I heard a loud laugh as soon as we went down. I instantly knew whose laugh that was. We saw Renee talking to everyone else about plans and a ball. Good morning, His and Her Majesty. Alfred greeted us. As soon as everyone heard Alfred, they stood up and dipped their heads low to greet us. Renee came to me with a bright smile and seemed excited so early in the morning. I would be too, but it has soured my mood ever since I heard and saw Laura. Oh, dear cousin, my apologies for barging in early in the morning, Renee said. I don't have any issues with Renee being here, but does she always have to be with Laura? Is she her assistant or what? What is the purpose of your visit? I came here because my father and mother are celebrating their 25th wedding anniversary next week. And we are planning to hold it in the palace's Great Hall, and I would like to ask Corey if she would like to be part of the planning committee. I don't see why not. I would love to. Corey had already expressed interest in this. I turned to her and said quietly, Do you not have classes, babe? Oh, right. She faced Renee and asked, I have classes daily, but can help on weekends. Would that be fine? Yes, of course. That would be more than helpful, right, Laura? I agree, Your Majesty. Who else will be part of this? I asked, since I did not trust Laura to be too close to Corey. It would be me, Laura, my mate, Aston, and now Corey. I actually asked Lola and Ellie a while ago if they could join us too, and they agreed to it already. I feel comfortable knowing Lola and Ellie will be there. All right. If Corey agrees with this, then fine by me. Now that is settled, let's have breakfast. We ate our breakfast, and I had to leave for a meeting. Corey also went to the library for her History 101 class. I had to see Laura first thing in the morning, and then I had to go to the council meeting. Our conversation from last time was stopped because of the issue with Chloe. Today, we have to resume and discuss what will happen. Everyone here? Yes, Your Majesty. All council members are present. All right, let's start. Last time, it was brought to my attention that Sir Hendrix's niece was released from her banishment and is now roaming around the capital awaiting a retrial. Correct? Yes, Your Majesty. Do we have information on when her retrial will be? Your Majesty. According to the royal court, we can have the hearing as soon as we submit the list of new witnesses we discovered. New facts were discovered and evidence not known during the initial verdict. Silas informed everyone in the room. All right, Sir Hendrix, would you like to add anything? I would like to express my appreciation for opening her case again. They are also preparing for the hearing, and she consulted with the legal experts on how to best go about this. I just hope my niece's name will be cleared, as if I would let that happen. We will see in court. The royal court will send the details of the hearing schedules once we have completed the requirements. Clear? Yes, Your Majesty. Is there anything else we have on our agenda? Your Majesty, Sir Kingston raised his hand. I would say Sir Kingston is one of our allies and has been supporting my family for years. He has been in charge of accommodating packs attacked by rogues and visiting them to assess the damage. He's usually quiet in meetings, so I wonder what he wants to discuss. Was there an attack? I haven't heard of an attack for months now. Yes, Sir Kingston. What is it about? A Pax Alpha reached out to me a few days ago. He was from the Moonwalker Pack, and they were attacked by rogues. Just as I thought. But why bring it up? Sir Kingston would always handle this on his own. Go on, Sir Kingston. Not attacked, but ambushed. The guards roamed the area when they spotted a young girl in the woods. She looked weak and could merely walk, so they approached her. They asked her questions, and the girl was timid and quiet. Not until then did wolves emerge from the bushes and attack the guards. One of the guards survived and could live to tell the tale. What concerned me was that, according to the fighter, the young girl did not smell like a rogue. Not rotten, like most of them. Usually, when a wolf is banished or leaves its pack and cannot find a new one, they will smell like rotten food. I want to ask for your permission to investigate this matter. I am afraid they could exploit young women to act as bait, or they could be using potions to disguise their smell. I agree, Sir Kingston. That is quite alarming. You have my permission to investigate the matter and extend any help they need to recover from the attack. I will send your regards, Your Majesty. Anything else? Everyone shook their heads. Meeting adjourned. When Silas and I were out of everyone's ear, I told him to look further into the case of Chloe. We should be looking for new pieces of evidence, and he could try starting with Lola. We never found out who hurt her, which could lead us to new evidence and a potential witness to this case. Did she tell you who hurt her? Not yet, Your Majesty. Do you think she told Corey about it? I will check with her. Finding out who hurt her would give us a huge lead in this case. We arrived at the chateau, and I quickly mind-linked Corey. I'm home. Where are you, babe? Lucas's POV. As I eagerly awaited a response from Corey, a strange sensation started tingling in my mind, leaving me with a sense of curiosity and anticipation. I bet she was trying to connect with me. I'm in the kitchen. I'm helping Chef Linguini prepare dinner. All right, but can you go upstairs and meet me in my office? Yeah, sure. I'll be there in a minute. Thanks, babe. I headed to our room first to change and went to the adjacent room to talk to Corey. Yeah, she would know who attacked Lola and what really happened that day. I placed the documents I brought home to review when Corey knocked. Come on, babe. Hey, how was your day? I sat on the couch and asked her to sit on my lap. She quickly obeyed. I hugged her tight and pressed a kiss on my mark. I'm good, babe, just a little tired. How about you? It was great. We talked about the story of the first wolf for our history class. Then, the politics of the kingdom. For our traditions class, we enumerate well-known ones. Our physical class was also fun. Elias made us run around the woods so we could memorize it. Was he with you? Yes. And he called a couple more guards to join us. All right, if he made you run on your own, I would have knocked him out. Chill out. So is this why you called me? Well, I missed you, and I want to know how your day went. Okay. But there is also something I want to ask. You knew Chloe was here, right? She nodded and let me continue. So, in order for us to start the hearing, we have to gather new evidence and witnesses, and I thought it would be a good start for Lola. Why Lola? Well, we never knew exactly what happened and who hurt her. Good point. By any chance, do you know or have she shared with you who hurt her? Unfortunately, she kept a tight lip on this. I also asked her about that last time, but she didn't answer, so I have no clue. All right, thanks, babe. Hopefully, we'll find enough proof to put Chloe in jail or banish her. Oh, I do remember that on the day I bumped into Chloe. I tried asking Lola if it was Chloe, but she turned pale when I looked at her. There's a possibility that seeing her perpetrator made her motionless and scared. We'll have to look into it more. Thank you. No problem. I will try to get something out of her. I'll let you know if I find out anything. Got it, babe. Well, that's all. Let's head down for dinner, shall we? We shall. It's wonderful to have a day off today. With Lola and Ellie, Corey took off after breakfast to join Renee in planning the celebration. I summoned Ellie to my study and advised her to exercise caution. Be alert, Ellie. Please tell me if you sense something is wrong. I don't trust Laura. Yes, Your Majesty. I will also keep an eye on her. And try to avoid going out of the palace's territory. If needed, alert me so I can put on a team to be your guards. Chloe is still roaming around. I am still unsure of the level of threat she would be there for Corey. I understand, Your Majesty. I will update you and will protect Her Majesty at all costs. Thank you, Ellie. You're dismissed. After they left, I went to the arena. I would usually join the sessions whenever I am free. I also think this would be a good stress reliever for all that is happening. Everyone, halt! Your Majesty, we're glad you can join us. Elias bowed his head. I have some time on my hands. What's the lesson for today? Today, we're doing 3-on-3 combat. Do you want to join us? Definitely. After training with the fighters for 2 hours, it was evident that some of them could keep up with the level of Elias and me, which pleased me. You did well in training them, Elias. Keep it up. Thank you, Your Majesty. Oh, and Her Majesty and Madame Lola were also improving. Glad to hear that from you. Thank you. I moved away from the trainers and noticed someone on the bench. I didn't smell or sense her presence. What the hell is she doing here? Kali was on high alert and irritated. I thought she was part of the planning group. Why on earth is Laura here? Before I sparred with the fighters, I mind-linked Corey and asked her what she was doing and if everything was good. Everything was fine, she said, so I was assured that she was safe. What is she doing here? I'm not pleased to see her. What are you doing here? I asked as I approached the bench and collected my towel and water bottle. Nothing. I took a little break. It was a bit suffocating there, and I missed you. Didn't you miss me? She gave me a coy look, her eyes twinkling with playful energy. And really? For someone who's going to plan the anniversary celebration of my uncle and aunt, she wore a tight black dress and a pair of heels. Tss. Disgusting. I can't believe how shameless this woman is. I would suggest that you get her locked up in the dungeon. Oh, Kali, if only I could. Get the hell out of here. My cousin, who is also your friend, needs you. They can do it without me. Let's go somewhere else, just the two of us. No, and if I wasn't clear enough the last time, I found my mate and your queen. I suggest you show her respect before I throw you in the dungeon. She stood up and flirtatiously ran her hand on my arm. I shrugged her off instantly. I quietly snarled at her to make her retreat and back away. She did, but it didn't stop her from throwing herself at me. No one will know. We'll keep it our little secret. We had fun last time, right? Like I care. I have someone important now. The past was a mistake. That day fills me with deep regret. I wouldn't have done it if I knew I would meet Corey. Don't say that. It's hurting me, Lucas. Enough. That's your majesty for you. You will address me as such and your queen. Understood? I growled at her, making her flinch. I departed from the arena and went back to the chateau. Before heading upstairs, I asked Alfred to prepare snacks for Corey and the others. After refreshing myself with a nice shower, I switched my outfit to a more pristine one. After that, I plan on making my way to see Corey. That interaction with Laura made me want to feel and be in Corey's presence. I took the basket and went down to the garage. I opted for the sleek black BMW convertible I typically use for my personal trips. Babe, where are you? Oh, hi. We're in the Great Hall. Why? All right, I'm on my way. The staff greeted me as I entered the palace. I marveled at the grandeur of the Great Hall as I ascended to the second floor, eager to locate Corey. Kali and I have been frantic about seeing her. As soon as I opened the door, my eyes were immediately drawn to her. Hi, Lucas. I was surprised when you said. With a rush of emotion, I pulled her into my embrace, holding her close to my heart with all the love I could muster. I placed my head in the crook of her neck and breathed in her scent. That's better. What's wrong, Lucas? Are you okay? Yes, babe, better now. I planted a sweet and tender kiss on her delicate cheeks. You can tell me later, Lucas. I know something is bothering you. I will, babe. I brought food for everyone. Have a break. She quickly called everyone. I am glad I brought something to eat. They all looked hungry. As expected, Laura did not return here. It's better that way. She'll not be near Corey. How was the planning? So far, so good. We have already contacted some of the suppliers. Before you arrived, we talked about how to style the Great Hall. Renee informed me of the progress. I wonder if everything should be in silver? Since it's the 25th anniversary, Corey asked. Oh, my dear, unless you want everyone to have a heart attack from all the silver. But seeing the look on their faces when they entered the hall would be funny. Renee couldn't help but giggle at the thought. Then everyone should wear silver, and we'll make sure to include that in our lovely silver invitation. Ellie's remark was so funny that it sparked a wave of laughter from everyone present. Wow, what a fantastic idea. I'm sure everyone will be thrilled to wear silver in a kingdom full of wolves. Aston, Renee's mate, joked. Everyone was thinking of all the other things they could turn into silver. They even considered including some silver food coloring in the beverages, which would undoubtedly scare everyone. We were all having a great time telling jokes, and laughter filled the room. Things were going well until Laura had to come in and ruin it. Hey everyone, I'm back. Sorry, things got heated up. Then she looked at me. Obviously, she was trying to insinuate something from her words and actions. Where have you been? Renee curiously asked. Just somewhere. A little rendezvous. A sly grin spread across her face as she implied something. Again, Laura took a glance at me. Glancing over at Corey, I noticed her eyes darting back and forth between myself and Laura. She knew I was in the arena. Fuck! Please don't get the wrong idea. Please don't get the wrong idea. Please don't get the wrong idea. I will straighten things out. I need to erase all doubts from her mind. Shall we head home, babe? I suggested to Corey. Oh, but Lucas, I think we're not done here yet. No worries, Corey. You've already accomplished so much. Perhaps we could pick up where we left off next week. Renee, seeming to understand the tension, helped me with convincing Corey. All right, thank you, Renee. See you next week. Let's go, babe. I gently took her hand and lifted her. We left the palace, but instead of heading straight to the chateau, I decided to take a little detour and drive into town. We have some free time. Why not go on a date with me, babe? Unknown's POV. Oh, goddess. It pissed me off that I didn't even get to put a scratch on that bitch when I saw her the last time. She looked so happy. It was annoying seeing her smile and hearing her laugh, and she was still with her little friend, such a faithful follower. Ugh. I want to get out of this shithole already. My hair is a mess, my hands look wrinkly, and my face. I haven't been under the sun for so long, and now I look pale and dry. I should talk to Laura to at least take me to a salon. Then I heard the door slam. Oh, perfect timing. Laura, hey, take me to a salon. I need a spa and a makeover. Just look at my hair, nails, and beautiful face. Shut up. Oh, someone's in a bad mood. What happened this time? That butch got Lucas wrapped around her fingers. Who the hell does she think she is? Tss. I told you, she's a slut. I wore this dress and put on my makeup for what? To get dissed by Lucas. Damn it. On top of it all, his men saw the whole thing. Ugh! Poor Laura. Don't worry, she'll get what she deserves soon. That fucking butch. When will the potion even be ready? What's the update from the witch? She told me it would be ready. She just tested it out, and so far it worked. She now needs to observe how long the potion will last. How did you know it worked? Well, I heard from my source that rogues attacked a pack, and the glaring part is that the bait didn't smell like a rogue. She smelled fine, so the guards were not appalled or alarmed. They lowered their guards, then boom! Rogues jumped from the bushes and attacked them. Tell her to do it fast. I needed to make Lucas mine and be queen before she could finish her classes. Patience, my dear friend. You'll have your king and crown soon, and I expect a generous reward from you, your majesty. Of course. Just ensure it won't fail, or else we're all dead. Just trust me on this. Fine, I will go back to the palace. Don't go out. We already risked it one time. We cannot add more suspicion to us. Got it. But at least bring me some skincare next time. She just took off. I wouldn't let her treat me this way if she didn't help me when I was away. If not for her, I would have been a prisoner somewhere in the unknown. So I must be patient and even suck it up to her. Now, I just need that witch to work faster. I went upstairs and took my phone to dial her number. It was ringing. She takes her time to answer my calls. I heard a beep, and it went to her voicemail. I redialed her number. Again, it just rang. What the heck is wrong with this woman? I tried calling again. On my 5th try, she finally answered. What was that about? I have been trying to reach you since a while ago. Hold your tails, Wolf. I had detectives tailing me, and just a while ago they knocked on my door. Oh, shoot. And then what? They were asking questions about the recent rogue attack. They asked if I knew anything about it, or if I noticed something peculiar. Of course, I denied knowing anything. But one of the detectives noticed my phone buzzing, and they were getting suspicious. Damn you! All right, good. What did you tell them, and did they search your house? What else did they say? I just bluffed and told them it was my ex-boyfriend wanting to get back together. It seemed solid because they stopped asking about it, and no, they didn't. If they did search my house, they would not find anything. Whoa, they were so close. You did a good job right there. So how are the potions? Your potions are fine, okay? I hid them somewhere, but I have to keep a low profile for a while. Therefore, it will take longer than usual. Can't you do anything about it? I need it as soon as possible. Woman, didn't you hear what I just said? I have guards trailing me. If I am not careful, I am dead. If I am dead, your potion will be gone. Forever. Beep, beep, beep. Did that witch just hang up on me? Huh, the audacity of this witch. If I had the option, I would kill her myself. Tss. I wouldn't even need her if I didn't need that potion to cover Laura's scent so she could seduce the king. Laura's POV. After that humiliating act, I stormed out of the arena and returned home. What did Lucas even see in that woman? I am better than her in any way. Men would kneel and beg for my attention, but him, and for what? An omega like her? I need to get that potion fast. It will be my only way to get Lucas and the throne. I will leave it to the woman to talk to the witch. She has some powerful connections, so I know she would do something. For now, we will be a good friend to the king's cousin. Psst, why do I have to be dragged into this planning? I only approached and befriended Renee because I knew she was the cousin of Lucas. On my way to the palace, I was walking around town, and men couldn't stop staring at me. See, I can make them bow down to me. According to the staff, they were all in the Great Hall. I stopped in my tracks when I heard Lucas's voice inside. He's here. I brought food for everyone. Thank you, Lucas. Thank you, Lucas. Her voice is annoying. I heard them rustling inside, but I didn't dare enter yet. I just had a brilliant idea. If I can't sway Lucas, let's plant doubt on his precious mate. I went to the restroom quickly and ruffled my hair a little bit. I am pulling an aftershocks look. I entered the hall a few minutes later, and I made a quick scan of the people around me. Perfect. Lucas changed his clothes, and he looked fresh out of the shower. Oh no, I'm sorry everyone, did I miss a lot? I went somewhere and things got, heated up. I acted bashful and looked at Lucas. Where have you been? Just somewhere, a little rendezvous. I smirked and looked over at Lucas and then at his mate. The way she looked at him, poor girl, the seed has been planted. So what did I miss? Not much. We took a break since Lucas also just got here and brought snacks. Oh, my dear friend, Renee. Oh, really? If I had known you'd come here, I would have asked for a ride. Did you meet somewhere? No. Lucas was quick to answer, and his mate had been quiet for a while now. She keeps stealing glances at Lucas and then me. I just happened to see him in the arena, that's all. What were you doing near the arena, Laura? One of the twins is catching up, huh? A friend of mine called. He just wanted to see me. And who's that friend of yours? Ha ha ha! Ellie's interrogating me. That's a secret, little Ellie. But like I said, he's a friend of mine. We've been friends since a few years ago. We met a couple of times too. Never mind. I'll let them think whatever they want. What matters is this butch is getting riled up. I can see it from the look of her face. Lucas seemed to notice his mate's behavior. Shall we go home, babe? But we're still discussing the anniversary. You can go ahead, Corey. We'll pick up where we left off when we meet next week, Renee assured her. Okay. Thank you, Renee. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, Lucas. Oh, I mean His Majesty. Giving me a flirty wave. And to you as well, Her Majesty. I'll see you next week. Both of them exited the hall. Soon enough, I also said goodbye to everyone and took off. However, before I could exit the palace, someone grabbed my arms. Stop whatever you're planning. I could see what you're trying to do there. What? I wasn't doing anything, Ellie dear. I batted my eyelashes and played innocent. Stay away from Lucas and Corey. Make me, and Renee will know you just threatened me. What do you think she'll say? That would shut her up. Even though Renee is not the queen, she still holds the title of princess. I turned around and walked out of the palace to my car. Oh, Lucas, just wait, and then you'll be mine.